Hi everyone, I'm Alastair Stevens, and this is episode 4 of my Crusader Kings 2 long play, A Highland Fling. At the end of the last episode, we found ourselves in a somewhat surprising situation. Our gambit to take control of the throne of the Kingdom of Scotland succeeded against all the odds, and succeeded bloodlessly. The king at the time decided that being the ruler of such a fractious and rebellious kingdom was more trouble than it was worth, and it was time for someone else to take charge. So that is where we are. This may be an episode of house cleaning because we have some things to tidy up. Let's zoom in here and take a look at the kingdom as it currently stands. We hold the three of the 4 traditional duchies of Scotland. The Duchy of Murray here in the north, Buchan, Murray, Ross and Caithness. The Duchy of Albany, Atholl, Gowrie, Strathearn and Fife. And the Duchy of Lothian, Clydesdale, Lothian, Dunbar and Teviotdale. We recently lost Cumberland. Back to that in just one moment. And we have been denied by the Norwegian incursion, the Duchy of the Isles, here the Isles to the west, Argyll, Carrick, Galloway, and the Isle of Man. That is a problem probably for another day. Today, we need to turn our attention to our opinion ratings. We need to make friends. We need to consolidate our hold. So let's see what is awaiting us right now. Well, we have a vassal inheritance warning about Duke Guspatrick of Lothian, which we can deal with in just a minute. We also have the decision to hold a grand tourney that can probably wait a year or two. Right now, let's take a look at my vassals directly. So the situation is this. I am currently the liege lord of 2 dukes, while I myself am the Duke of Murray. Duke Guspatrick of Lothian holds this area here, these 4 counties, either directly or through a vassal. Duke Donald Dunkeld of Albany, though, holds only Gowrie and Fife, because the only Gowrie and Strathearn, because the Earl of Fife and the Earl of Atholl both answer to me directly. That is presumably one of the reasons. Yes, he wants control of the county of Fife, he wants control of the county of Atholl. Now, traditionally, those earls do answer to the Duke of Albany rather than answering to the king directly, but they were rebellious. So this is how it all ended up, I guess. Now that's interesting, because if I award him that direct vassalage, then he would like me. That would be enough to turn the tables there. I could actually start a charm offensive and win over Donald Dunkeld. And particularly because Duff likes me and Malmor likes me sufficiently, if not perfectly. And Trond, the Bishop of Dornoch up there in Caithness, does not like me. Apart from that, I'm doing fairly well. Well, let us, at this point, I think, restore that social order. Duke Donald only holds Gowrie and the Duchy of Albany. He only holds 1 county and Albany. So I think... yeah, let's win this guy over. Let's award him an honorary title. He just stepped down as king. You know what? It's good to reintegrate him. Let's see what we can do. We could actually... I could make him my seneschal. It is a prestigious role, but how is his prestige right now? Probably... where are we? That's his domain size. His prestige is at negative 300. Yes, I could afford, given the whippings that he has taken lately, I can afford to extend him a little largesse. So let's award him the honorary title of seneschal, and let us transfer the vassalage of Duff the Earl of Fife to Prince Donald, and moreover, Malmor, where are we? Malmor, the Earl of Atholl, transfer him to. This is just restoring the traditional, the du jour ducal boundaries. So let's see how that works out. Duke Donald now likes me 69. He has turned his opinion of me just right around, hasn't he? All right. Well, that's good. That's a good position to be in. And the nice thing is that while his vassals hate him, if they have any troubles, they're going to take them out on him rather than, hopefully, on me, earning me just a little time. Though it turns out that he himself has a faction suggesting that he should... oh my god, suggesting that he should be king of Scotland. He currently holds a third of my military strength, so that's nothing to worry about right now. But what I can do... Well, let's do a little house cleaning here in my cabinet. My current Chancellor, Bishop Patrick of Elgin, I think it would be wise if he went to spend some time in Gowrie. And you know what? Perhaps it wouldn't hurt. Oh, though actually my chaplain... Are you the best chaplain for me to have? Oh no, Trond, the Bishop of Dornach, is actually better. And he desires the post, whereas Matthew desires gold. So let's make Trond my bishop and actually send him off to Caithness to persuade himself that I am an excellent ruler. This is a difficult time, and unfortunately, Nest, my wife, is not sufficiently good at intrigue. Let's appoint Alexander, the Bishop of St. Macaire, who actually desires the role. Let's appoint him as my new spy master. We'll leverage those 3 extra points, and we will send him to... What are we going to do? I guess... yes. Vassal discouraged from joining factions. So we are going to send him to scheme in Gowrie, and hopefully we can get the Duke of Gowrie to knock off his traitorous ways. Everyone else seems good, except Lennon doesn't like me very much. Oh, Lennon desires to get married is why. Oh, I can send him off to take the vows and join a monastery, but I can also just arrange a marriage. I have some eligible lasses here in my kingdom. Well, Ada, I think. Although he is 37, maybe I should marry him to Sheena, who is fairly decent statistically. Although she is chaste, but I don't really have to worry about his line of succession. Arbitrary, ambitious, trusting, kind. She's a scholar. She is naive appeaser, which I think may suit Lennon fairly well. Let's see how he feels about that. See if we can win some favor with him. As time ticks by... Oh, wait. My son, Stephen. I am caring for my son. This is my sole heir. Right now, he is 10 years old and apparently thinks the world of me. My son, Stephen, is a tender and loving soul, trusting everyone in the castle. I feel he will get hurt someday. Those who love get love in return. He gains a point of diplomacy and the trait kind. I can show everyone how virtuous he is, which gains him prestige and a point of diplomacy, but changes the Queen's opinion of him. I can thank Jesus for his virtues, which will gain me a small measure of piety, but likely have no effect on Stephen. Or I can beat him for showing kindness, which has a chance of giving him the trait envious and a chance of just taking away the trait kind. You know what? He's going to be a great king someday. Those who love get love in return. He's already, I believe... Is he not cruel? Did we not... No, I guess we lost that. I guess cruel and kind are opposites, so by gaining the kind trait, he would have lost the cruel trait. But he is kind and gregarious, and his diplomacy, even at the age of 10, is 11. He is going to be a great, great king. Someday. But hopefully not for a while. Jamie is only, 41 years old. He's hopefully got quite a life ahead of him. Let's take a look now. Now that we've straightened things in our council. Oh my goodness, and achieved some success. My mission to Gowrie has so far been a success. During my visit to the court of Prince Donald of Scotland, I have managed to make him understand what a benevolent and peaceful ruler you really are, and he sends his regards. Prince Donald's opinion of me has gone up by 30 for the next 4 years, which must have maxed it out. He just loves me now. Oh, 99, almost maxed it out. Well, we have really turned him around, and that's a great thing. That's a great, great thing. All right, so hopefully he can take care of business. As you'll see, though, he is not popular. With most people. Not popular with me either. My opinion of him is -4, so he has to do something about those prestige effects. I also, though, have a few more honorary titles that I can hand out. I wonder if good old Trond... Oh, and Matthew, too. I wonder if I can win them over with an honorary title each. I can name him Keeper of the Swans. Hey, Trond, keep an eye on these swans for me, would you? Thanks ever so much. And... who did I say? Matthew. Matthew, well, Trond is watching my... Oh, he already has an honorary title. Too bad. Can I send him a gift? 50 gold for 50 points. I think not. We'll just win him over the old-fashioned way. So everything is ticking along fairly well right now. We can keep the clock going. Hopefully, Donald will be able to sort out his little problem here, but we have to turn our attention further south to the treacherous hold that Duke Gospatrick has on the entire Duchy of Lothian. This is potentially problematic. Now, Gospatrick loves me, which means that I need to keep him in power. The problem is this. His son, Earl Dolphin, Earl Dolphin of Cumberland, because why not, is the Earl of Cumberland, which was a Scottish holding, but is now an English holding following their de jure war. The problem with this is that Dolphin is Gospatrick's heir, and if Gospatrick dies, all of his titles pass to Dolphin, who is now a vassal of the English king. So this is a problem. I have to figure out some way of removing Dolphin from the line of succession. Well, what happens if Dolphin... Dolphin does not yet have a child, which means that if he dies, his title is actually inherited by his own father. Which means... which means that if something were to happen to Earl Dolphin of Cumberland, something unfortunate, then I would actually re-exert my natural authority over Cumberland, because it would pass back into Duke Gospatrick's hands, and Duke Gospatrick's second son, Waldeave Dunbar, would stand to inherit. Now that would be handing him 3 counties, plus the duchy, which is a significant political base. I myself only hold 4 counties and a duchy, so that's handing him a lot of power. Another way to do it would be to somehow claim Cumberland for myself? Perhaps give it to someone else? I wonder if I have anyone... Of course, I can't declare war against him directly. I would have to go all the way up to King Alfred. Can I? I can't. I don't have any right to claim Cumberland right now. I guess because it is a de jure province of England rather than of Scotland. Well now. I'm not going to lie, that's a little problematic. That is a little tricky right there. Because the only way that I could safely ensure... If I remove Dolphin from Cumberland, then Gospatrick suddenly has a significant base of power. Plus, I have a traditionally English county in my kingdom, which can only lead to military expansionism by the English crown. But the only other way to solve this problem is to remove Gospatrick from power. And I would have to claim all of his titles back, all 3. I would have to remove him from all 3 of these. Otherwise, Dolphin will inherit. And the clock is ticking, because if something happens, Gospatrick's 43, which is not young for 1083 AD. So if Gospatrick dies, I lose Lothian, I lose, what is it, Dunbar? Lothian, Dunbar, and the ducal title to the English. That's basically losing a third of my kingdom, and that cannot stand. I think right now I should take the efficacious approach and begin a plot to kill Earl Dolphin of Cumberland, though the plot power is not high. Though it's not impossible I could win some people over. I could also fabricate a claim on Cumberland for myself and hand it off to another currently unlanded nobleman. And then if the English take it back, I just lose a vassal. That may be the way out of it. And then Dolphin actually still stands to inherit from his father, though I can't imagine that he would like me much at that point, but we can kick that can down the road for quite some distance. He's not bad statistically. Okay, he's also stressed, which means he could die at any moment, and if he does, then we revert back to... Oh my goodness. All right. Let's get this started. Let's begin a plot to kill Dolphin, and we are going to invite... let me see here. Who stands with me on this? Well, Sexred, the spy master of Cumberland, so this is Dolphin's own spy master, is somewhat on the fence. He's naturally amoral, which is good for me. He only has an opinion of me of 25. If I can buy him off, for 20 gold, he will like me by 50 points. So let's send that, and then invite him to join the plot. And he says yes. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. Who else here? Maud, the Countess of Cumberland. And, oh my goodness, Ilfgith. Just a courtier, and only adds a 19% chance. But any chance is a good chance. So this is wait, Maud is actually his wife. So his own wife wants him dead. Alright, let's send her a gift. To 20 gold to increase her opinion by 70. Absolutely maxing out her opinion there. Let's invite her to the plot, and she says yes. Okay, okay, so... right now, my plot power is at 34.6. Let's start up the clock again. And we'll wait for them to respond to my invitations. May you live in harmony and contentment, an intriguing scheme. I believe I will indeed back your plot to kill Earl Dolphin of Cumberland. You know, my boss. Excellent. To the most excellent King Jamie, blessings upon you and your house. An intriguing scheme. She, too, thinks it's intriguing. I believe I will indeed back your plot to kill Earl Dolphin of Cumberland, brackets, my husband. That's cool, right? That's really cool. Okay, so now the plot power is 151%. The other thing that I can do, though I have too recently sent my spy master off on a new task, what I can do is send him plot discovery chance, plot power increase. I can send him to build a spy network in Cumberland, and that will give me a small boost. So now I just have to wait and see how that plays out, and hope against hope that nothing happens to Gospatrick in the meantime. It would be really great if he didn't go, I don't know, snowboarding. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, something has happened to my spy master. What happened to my spy master? Okay, was that not... that was the Bishop of St. Macher? Is he dead? He is! He is! The Bishop of St. Macher apparently died, and I'm not getting notifications about some very important things here. I'm being left to figure them out. Well, damn, that's not good. Alright, well, I need to appoint a new spy master then, I guess. Who is the best? Gillespie, the mayor of Aberdeen, I know that you don't want the job. Or at least that's not your primary ambition. You old hedonist, you. But you are going to be my new spy master, and you, sir, are going to go and build a spy network in Cumberland. Let's boost my chances there. Let's see how this works out. So at intrigue, 156.9%. That means that it will work. It's just a matter of time. Though I may yet be discovered if I successfully kill him. Oh my goodness, speaking of which, my co-conspirator, Sexred, has sent word that the carriage Earl Dolphin is traveling on will soon suffer an unfortunate accident, leaving no survivors. Well, alright then, let's see how this works out. This could go very badly. Though I guess the worst thing that will happen here is that I'll be found guilty of plotting to kill an English Earl. So, it could be worse. Days are ticking by. And this is not... this is not the culmination of that. Okay, this is just an unrelated event. As you watch some birds darting nimbly through the air, you find yourself wondering why it is that man cannot do the same. There have been unsuccessful attempts to make flying contraptions in the past, but clearly those designs were all conceived by fools. Building a machine that can fly will help improve your learning. Wow, King Jamie needs to start playing Kerbal Space Program. Yes, I will begin my research on a flying machine, because why not? Success! The carriage was sent flying over the edge of a cliff with Earl Dolphin still in it. Unfortunately, the driver I bribed was caught, and my involvement was revealed during his torture. Good, but bad. Yes. Yes, I succeeded with the plot. Duke Gospatrick of Lothian has inherited the county of Cumberland, which is now in Scottish hands, as it should be. But I was discovered, so presumably King Alfred knows that I did it. Without even the trouble of sending over a detective to come question me. At the very least, I was hoping for a Columbo, if not a Jessica Fletcher. All right, let's see how my council is doing. I have to wait until the 10th of January. In your quest to build a flying machine, you spent countless hours with dusty old tomes and parchments in an effort to learn about all the failed attempts to fly, lest you repeat their mistakes. You are finally at the point where you feel you have learned enough to begin construction of a prototype who will rule the skies. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. And now I am being told that there are powerful dissident factions in my realm. Duke Gospatrick of Lothian wants the crown authority to be lowered. Dude. Guy. Okay. So this kind of went badly, is what happened here. I handed him a great deal of power. And it went badly. So... I could possibly force him to rebel and seize his titles. That would be one way of doing it. Though I need to be damn sure of my holding to my other vassals at that point. Yeah. Well, that all looks fairly good. Donald at least likes me quite a lot. How is his opinion? Oh, better. He's mending bridges. That's good to see. Okay, all right. So Gospatrick is now a problem. I can perhaps dissuade, once we get to January, I can send my spy master there to hopefully dissuade him from taking part in this faction. But at the same time, should he rise against me, I can be prepared to crush him mercilessly. Okay, here we are. The prototype of your flying machine is nearing completion, but it would probably be ill-advised to pilot the thing yourself when it's made in flight. Good thinking, King Jamie. Fortunately, you know several promising candidates who could probably be persuaded to take this historic leap of faith on your behalf. Otis, the cook's overweight son, Meldrick, local dung gatherer and dog's body, or the dog belonging to the blacksmith's daughter. Well... in the grand tradition of, I guess, if not aviation exploration, then at least space exploration, let's send up Laika, shall we? This is going to go badly. You find a suitably steep cliff from which to launch the maiden flight of your flying machine. Before you can strap the dog onto the contraption, the furious blacksmith, an ogre of a man, approaches with his crying daughter. You quickly decide to take the dog's place. As you dive off the cliff, the machine disintegrates around you, and I have gained the trait Wounded. This was not a good day, although Nest did fall pregnant again, so I guess there's that. But my God. As you lie in your bedchamber, bruised and battered but still alive, you contemplate the nature of your plummet from the cliff. Your flying machine has been destroyed, and you may never see a human soaring through the air. But this experience has taught you much about the value of science and scholarly research. Per ardua ad astra, gain one learning. Oh, and that fulfilled my ambition. Excellent. All right, let's pick a new ambition. Oh, and the wound has faded, though I am scarred, though Jamie was already scarred. So he has recovered from his misadventure. And now the only ambition remaining to me is to improve my intrigue, so I guess I'm going to do that. All right. Let's see where we are now. I think now that Prince Donald actually likes me, let's turn our charm offensive. And very soon the attention of my spy master against Gospatrick. I can also think about... Oh, okay, this is actually King Alfred. To the raging bastard Jamie, your low character is the subject of Greek plays. This is a formal declaration of war. Our armies shall meet on the field of battle. Well, all right then, I guess. So this is a de jure war for Cumberland, I can only imagine. The second English-Scottish de jure war over Cumberland. Let's take a look at the victory conditions here. If I surrender, then Earl Henry rises in Cumberland. Now, who is Earl Henry and where did he come from? I guess Gospatrick must have appointed him. Oh my god, this is actually the best possible outcome. Alright, so Gospatrick appointed a new Earl of Cumberland, and I actually don't care that much. I think... Now, 204 gold if I win. Alright, let's take a quick look here. I fear my son Stephen is too cynical for his age. He is clear-sighted, which will gain him the trait cynical. Or nothing the strap won't cure, which will remove the trait cynical. Well, given that those are my choices, I guess we're going to strive to remove cynicism. King Jamie is a clear-eyed optimist, after all. All right. So let's see. I have at my command a possible levy of 7,500 men. King Alfred has at his command a possible levy of 14,000 men. So he basically has twice my military force. I don't think there's anything to be gained by forcing him to go through this process, and I have no allies that I can... Yeah, because there's only... I can only appeal to allies through a formal declaration, and I don't think I'm missing anything. A little button used to appear in older versions of the game that would tell you if you had alliances that could be called in, and I don't think that I have any. So, diplomacy, defending against, truce with. Alright, so I don't have any active alliances. Well, at this point, I have to say, King Alfred, I think I'm willing to just surrender. I don't lose anything except Cumberland, which I didn't want in the first place. So, I'll give you that little gift of prestige, buddy. There you go. And hopefully, things can be peaceful. The church wants to organize a miracle play for a local saint in our domain. They seem to feel it should fall on our shoulders to pay for it. So I can lose a little gold and gain a little piety, or I can irritate Bishop Glenn yet further. He already doesn't like me. For the sake of the gold, let's take it. There we are. I lost the war, but I will win the peace. Alright, we now no longer have disputed inheritance. We can do this. All we have to do now is win Gospatrick back over, or force him to rebel. One of those two things. Alright, Glenn. Tronda's taking care of my swans, so you can take care of my horses. Get to it. Can I also send you a gift? No, I cannot. Alright. Apart from that, my vassals are doing... well enough. Well enough for now. Gospatrick is the problem. Now he's holding an honorary title which is Seneschal, but I can also make him the master of my hunt. I really do want to try and win him over, if at all possible. He's also celibate, so we know at least he's not going to have any more children. What about a gift? 65 gold for 55. That's not even going to be enough to make you like me a great deal. 34. How is your faction holding up? Okay, he has only half my men, and he's not recruiting any additional supporters. Alright. Alright, let's just let that play out. If he raises the flag of rebellion, then I'll be able to crush him. And if he doesn't, then maybe time will make him forget that I was responsible for murdering his son. A daughter was born to King Jamie of Scotland and Queen Nesta of Scotland, named currently Ava. Let me take a look. at my other daughters, remind myself. We've got Princess Letitia, Princess Adelaide, named for her mother, Princess Galus, Princess Leary, and of course young Eva. So I think perhaps now would be as good a time as any for a Claire. We should at least have that name in the family. Oh, and Princess Letitia of Scotland is now of legal age. She became a tough soldier. Let's take a look at Princess Letitia. So she just turned 16, which now means that she transitions from childhood to adulthood. She is, alright, so she's a tough soldier. She has a personal combat skill, which is impressive. Gluttonous, charitable, deceitful, kind, and diligent. She's decently militarily minded, a decent diplomat, a decent spy. I think I can marry her off. Let me see here. If I... let's not, whoops, what am I doing? Let's not arrange a marriage in quite that way. Because if I go to this menu, this opens up all the possibilities. What I want is a matrilineal marriage. I want to use my daughter's rank and position, and desirability as a wife, I dare say, to draw to my court a talented young fellow. Now, my counsel, my marshal is terrible. And honestly, my chancellor, my steward, and my spymaster are no great shakes either. So the marshal really would be a huge advantage. If I could get someone who was a better marshal. Is there anyone right now? Oh, okay, so Glenn, the new bishop of St. Macher, is actually a better marshal than this guy anyway. But he desires to become court chaplain. That's never going to happen. Alright, let's appoint Glenn and set him to train troops in Murray. We will, meanwhile, go looking. What I'd really like is an excellent chancellor. Bishop Patrick is getting up there in age too. So, let us go to Letitia. Let us make her an advantageous matrilineal marriage with someone who is particularly skilled in the ways of diplomacy. Though there are apparently precious few who are willing to marry matrilineally. Borovoj, the Prince of Bohemia, an underhanded rogue who is kind, gregarious, brave, gluttonous, and zealous. He has a diplomacy score of 14. No stewardship to speak of. He does have an ambition to become Chancellor, which would make him very happy. So he's a strong possibility, and would bring an alliance with King Vratislav of Bohemia, which is not nothing. Let's see if anyone else really stands out. The crazy 16-year-old Marshal of Vienne has a martial skill of 19, which is ridiculous. Of course, with that martial score, he desperately wants to become a court chaplain, which indicates a certain lack of foresight. No particularly talented stewards, no particularly talented spy masters, and a few theologians, though no one better than the guy I have. Well, see, this is interesting because drawing in the Marshal of Vienne, the half-brother of Count Guige the Fat, that really is an exceptional score. He also holds claim to the title of Vienne. He would bring in... well, it's only an alliance with a count. No, let's bring in Borovoj, the Prince of Bohemia. Oh, I'm hesitating even now. 19 is an exceptional score, though he's an unpleasant fellow, all told. Wrath, pride, envy, gluttony. Yeah. Alright. Let's marry her off to good old Borovoj. Let's send that request and see how that works out. So because it's a matrilineal marriage, he will come and live in her court, by which I mean my court. There we are. All children of the union will be of her dynasty. He has arrived at my court, and I can now appoint him. There he is. 14 against 11. That's a significant improvement. Let's get him down to improve relations with Gospatrick, shall we? Hopefully that will have some measure of success. And Letitia, well, she seems quite happy with the arrangement. All right, excellent. May you be very happy together. You are not going to be anywhere near the throne, sadly, but that's that. Stephen, meanwhile. So Adelaide is currently 14. Wow. The passion between me and Nest were still there. Okay. Only slumbering beneath our skin and easily woken to life with lover's touch. It was hot, fierce, wonderful lovemaking, such as we used to have. My goodness. After being... Okay, so I'm going to gain 20 prestige. There is a 10% chance that I will just drop dead because my heart couldn't take the excitement of having sex with my wife. There's a 40% chance that I will gain the trait lustful, which costs me a little piety but increases my fertility and intrigue score. Well, I don't have a choice, so keep your fingers crossed, you guys. A 10% chance King Jamie just drops dead. I don't believe... He died in an accident. He died in his wife. Well, this is preposterous. He died as he lived. Okay, good. Fair enough. King Stephen is currently 11. Okay. Okay, so there are two pretenders, two possible claimants to the throne, Letitia and Adelaide. We don't really need to worry about that right now. Letitia is my next heir. And of course, the Queen Mother, Nest, has been appointed as my regent. Where she will hold the throne by proxy until I am of age. This... Okay. So, all right, let's stop the clock here because... Transitional periods are extremely difficult, though I would like it to be known far and wide that my father died doing the thing he loved, my mother. All right, yeah, I guess Stephen was. Yeah, Stephen was in fact the first child of Nest. His elder sisters were the daughters of the first Queen, Adelaide. All right, so part of the problem here is that in Crusader Kings you build up a certain reputation. There is a short reign penalty that applies to all opinions. You'll see here, my personal holdings are fine. They love me. Everyone else, less than happy. Mamar of Athol has dropped enormously, partly because I have a female heir, partly because of my short reign, partly because of this medium crown authority that I'm holding, and because he personally is a title claimant on the Kingdom of Scotland. I need to tread very, very carefully here. And I also need to decide that I myself am lacking in a guardian, so I should probably, I don't know, arrange my own guardianship? Can I... I have no idea. Can I educate myself? Is that a possible thing? Can I grow up wild in the woods, perhaps? Luckily, Gus Patrick's opinion of me has bounced back because I, after all, wasn't the one who murdered his son. Let me see here. Alright, so I can't control this directly at this point. Now, I've got a good head start, but I need to leverage this as significant. Because whoever I choose to educate me is going to get a small opinion bump, which is going to be very nice. So let's take someone with a good educational trait. I like the look of scholarly theologian, but I'd rather have something in blue. I guess Gruach. Gruach has diplomacy of 15 and is a charismatic negotiator. I think I would like her to teach me. All right, so I'm currently kind and gregarious. I am only 11 years old. I'm going to have to figure out a way through this. Oh, I should also yes, I should also educate Galus and Leary is the other daughter, of course. Let's go to my dukes. Let's have Gus Patrick educate one of my sisters. And, oh, it's Adelaide. Oh, I guess maybe Lady isn't in fact old enough yet to need an education. And the other will go to Donald. Let's just all be cool, shall we? Let's just all be cool. I can't change the laws during a regency, otherwise I would consider lowering crown authority just to get everyone off my back for a while. But really, all I can do right now is there is a threat. Right, there's a known plot to Malmer of Athol is trying to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Albany. I don't really care about that. Gospatrick is against me for the crown authority. His strength has gone up proportionately because my vassal's opinion of me has dropped, which means that they are willing to offer me less support. So, it is now August. I think the best thing I can do is push through to November and hold a feast. That might give me a chance to spend some of this money and win over some of my loyal vassals. I cannot believe that Jamie died under those circumstances. What a life he led. What a life. Oh, this threat has disappeared. Oh, I guess Gospatrick has chilled out about the level of crown authority in Scotland. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Good, okay. The Bishop of Rosmarki is negative, but he isn't really worth my consideration. So we're ticking along. As long as these people stay... Okay, there's a revolt risk in Dunbar, but Gospatrick will deal with that should it become worse. So we're in November. Let us hold a feast. I can't hold a feast. Why can't I hold a feast? Because I need to have prestige of at least 100, and I don't. Well, gee, I guess there isn't much I can do at this point then, huh? Let's just... Well, maybe. Let's just see what kind of... Yeah, it's not worth that amount of money. Not right now. And all the honorary titles that they were holding are still valid. We just need to tick on here. We just need to let time pass and keep our heads down until this short reign penalty wears out a little. And at the very least until we come of age. There is some criticism because my domain is too big. Can I upgrade legalism yet? I can't. I can't even nearly. I don't have any technical advances right now. Alright. Let's just keep an eye on this. If I can get to the age of majority, if I can become an adult, I should be able to maintain my hold on the kingdom, but that's... Well, that was weird. I think I just suffered my first ever Crusader Kings 2 crash. Luckily, the autosave has restored us to the beginning of the year, so we didn't actually lose that much progress. But I think this is perhaps a sign that this should be the end of this particular episode. We leave King Stephen quivering tremulously on the brink of destiny. He has a country to unite and preserve against all foes, both within and without. And he still looks to the west, dreaming of doing the one thing his father could never do, and reclaiming the lost Duchy of Scotland. I'll be back very soon with more. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.